So I have two teenage daughters. They turn to their mother when they need advice about their friends, their emotions, or their always changing bodies. They turn to me when they need a ride. Parenting obviously is not a competition, but it's possible to be the loser. And look, I understand my daughter, where they're coming from. I married an awesome person. It's just that sometimes I wish I could be more than my daughter's Ubers. Now, when my daughter Lula turned 11, she joined a competitive gymnastics team. Now, I grew up playing sports. You probably pegged me as an athlete, right? Baseball, basketball, anything that had a ball, I tried it and I sucked at it. The closest I got to gymnastics was when my mother made me take a tumbling class. That's because I told her I wanted to play football, and she said I needed to learn how to fall down good. So gymnastics was a new thing to me, but Lula was really good at it. And more than that, she loved it. And as a parent, to get to see your kid thrive at something they're passionate about, there was just nothing better. We loved it. However, my wife was less into the part that involved us driving to the Inland Empire for 3-hour-long gymnastics meets. And Lula could sense that I was the one who was more excited about this. So she chose me. I became the gymnastics dad, which was basically the Uber thing, but when we would show up to the meets, we would walk in together until she spotted her friends, and then she would sprint away from me. Now, when Lula was 13, she decided she really wanted to qualify for the state tournament at the end of the season. Now, to do that, at one meet, she had to have an overall score above a certain number. Meet after meet, her friends would qualify for the state, and she did not. She started getting dejected and despondent. It was really hard to watch as a parent. So gymnastics dad said to her, "Well, no states for you, tough shit, kid." No, I said, "Hey, I think if you want this, you're gonna have to work harder." And she did. She started training more. We signed up for one-on-one sessions, which meant more daddy Uber time, but now she wasn't even running away for her friends, it was just her coach. But Lula experienced something I never did as an athlete: improvement. Every week, her numbers got closer and closer to that magic number, but pretty soon there was only one meet left in the season. It was her last chance to qualify for the state tournament. My wife happened to be out of town, but it was such a big deal in our house that Lula's older sister, Anina, came to the meet with us, even though she only left her room for school, laundry, and the inconvenient necessity of having to eat. When we got to the venue, both girls took off for the bathroom, so I got to experience watching both of my girls running away from me. And a minute later, Anina comes running up to me. She says, "Lula is losing it." She's crying in the bathroom, freaking out. She had discovered there, when we were an hour from home, that the new bra my wife had bought her was sticking out from the back of her competition leotard. She was out of her mind and refusing to come out of the bathroom. Why would she be so upset about a little bra strap? But let's talk about the amazing governing body that governs gymnastics in this country. They have an actual rule that prohibits visible underwear. They define that as a uniform violation and deduct points from little girls because their mission is to empower the athlete. But I have no feelings about this. Now, on this day, however, this meet is happening in 15 minutes, and if Lula takes the floor with a bra strap showing, she's gonna have to eat a deduction, and then there is no way she's gonna score enough points to qualify for state. And my mind is just reeling, what can we do? And I turned to Anina, I'm like, could she just not wear a bra? And Anina looks at me and is like, dude, this parenting's not a competition, but apparently her mother would not have asked that question. And here's the thing, it is okay for me to joke about my wife doing all the parenting, but only if I'm there when my kids really need me. And on that day, my daughter really needed me to go emergency bra shopping. I said to Anina, "I'll be back," and I ran to the mall across the street from the venue. Yes, me running. I'm sweating, I'm out of breath, everybody's staring at me, and Anina texts me, "Coach says you have 10 minutes, which was great because I needed a little more pressure in that situation. I'm spinning around this mall atrium looking for what to do. I know that I could find a soft pretzel, but I do not know where to buy a bra. I am lost. When the girls were little, we used to take them to Disneyland. And every time we would go, my wife would tell them the same thing. Girls, this is a big place. If we get separated and you get lost, find a mommy and ask for help. And in the mall, I see a woman pushing a stroller. It was a mommy. I ran up to her and I'm like, we're gonna get a bra. I am certain this woman still tells her friends about the sweaty fat guy asking about lingerie, but she sent me to H&M, so my wife is right about mommies. But I got in this store, and it was like they had every bra ever made. There were so many options, I didn't know how I was gonna figure it out in 10 minutes, which is when Anina texts me, 7 minutes! It was hopeless, there were too many choices. Lula had worked so hard to make her dream come true, and it was gonna fall apart because she was wearing the wrong underwear, and her dad couldn't fix it. I mean, what did I know about bras? I was the wrong parent for this situation. I had failed her. But then I realized I was not the wrong parent. I was gymnastics dad. And the thing I saw most often was Lula running away from me. All I ever saw was the back of her leotard. I knew precisely where a bra strap could not be. I hadn't realized it, but I had been training for this moment all season long. I start ripping through bras and I find the perfect one. I run up to the cashier, and as I'm paying, Anina texts me 3 minutes, and I say, no bag, and I start running through this mall with a bra in my fist. When I get to the venue, I hand it to Anina, who runs to the bathroom, while Lula arrives to the floor in her new bra, which is not showing. As they start the national anthem to start the contest, we had stuck the landing. And then Lula had an amazing meet. She rose to the occasion just like I did in the girls' underwear department. Had her best score of the season. She hit the magic number. Anina and I were going crazy. She was gonna go to state. We did it. And then, as I was Ubering the girls home, from the back seat, Lula says, Daddy, you bought me a better bra than Mommy did. I said, oh, Lula, parenting's not a competition. But on that day, I did feel like a winner.